Well, today I am so excited because I have Chef Averriel Thomas, who came all the way here from New Orleans just to cook in my kitchen. Well, actually, he's here for an event, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to ask him to come and make a New Orleans favorite, Crawfish Étouffée. Why don't you tell us about what you're making?
Sure. Today we're going to make étouffée, or my version of it called stouffée. Étouffée is a stew almost that's simmered down with a light roux and stock and seafood, and that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be good, delicious, and almost nutritious. The event that we're doing, of course, that you hinted on is called Chefs of the World, and it's to raise money for the HBCUs across the country culinary program. So there's going to be about 35 to 40 different chefs at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta, and we're going to cook for tables of 10, and it's going to be fine. And you're going to be my sous chef. Tag, you're it.
I'm going to be decorating the table and also helping them with the food. So
Can't wait.
I'm going to let you get started and show us how easy it is to make a really delicious New Orleans dish.
I'm going to finish up this my mise en place. Right now I'm just smashing some garlic and I'm mincing as we get to cooking. If you could turn that skillet on, put it on high heat for the start, and I'll finish mincing this garlic.
Do you need any oil or anything in the pan?
Once it gets hot, we're going to put 2 pats of that butter, 2 tablespoons of the butter in the pot.
I also have a little rice on the stove. Étouffée goes really well with rice.
Let's go over the ingredients. The star of the story, Louisiana crawfish tails, onion, red and green bell pepper, flour, butter, and a little chicken bouillon. All right, and of course we're going to have a little green onion and some minced garlic to go in this dish as well. First we want to add 2 tablespoons of the butter. We have portioned out here. Nice hot pan. As this is melting, we're going to immediately add in the onion, whole onion, medium-sized onion. And the bell pepper. To help the vegetables sweat, we're going to add a little kosher salt. Not much. Now we want to let this get soft and nice, and the onion gets nice and translucent. So we're going to saute this, lower the heat just a little bit. We're going to saute this down for at least about 5, maybe 7 minutes. Now I'm going to add my garlic in. Put my garlic towards the end of the process to keep it from burning, to keep it nice and spicy and sweet. Alright, so in New Orleans we have this spice called Toni Sachet. It's a Cajun seasoning. So we're going to add some Toni Sachet to the dish at this point. We add it to the seasoning just so that we could add levels of seasoning to your dish. Smell that? The last tablespoon of butter. Just put it right down in the middle there. And we're going to add about 2.5 tablespoons worth of flour. We're going to spread it out. This is going to make the roux. Spread it out a little evenly over the mixture. And then we're going to stir it all together. Get it all ooey gooey. We're going to raise the fire back up, get it blaring. And to that we're going to start with a cup of water. Wow, you see that? The roux is together now. And to that, we're going to add the chicken bouillon crystals, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. Finally, the star of the story, the crawfish. Crawfish has a liquid that's called crawfish butter that automatically comes with it. It's incredible flavor. There's no mistaking crawfish. You know when you've had it.
By the way, you can get the peeled and deveined crawfish from Walmart in the freezer section.
And now, start with a half cup more of the liquid, the water. Let it all come to a boil. A little bit more.
Really good.
Here's what I mean by adding levels of flavor. You know, you could always add, but you never can take away. So it's always best to taste the food to see where you are at that moment. That's going to be good. Could use a little bit more heat of the Toni Statuary. And now we're just going to lower the heat just a little bit because we're getting a nice little bubble around the edges. So it's reducing and thickening all at the same time. Look at this pot, man. Alright, so now we let it go uncovered on a simmered heat. For about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's looking really good. It reminds me of home. I can't wait to eat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So while that's simmering, why don't you tell us a little bit about fat Creole tomato?
Well, Fat Creole Tomato started after Hurricane Katrina. I was a managing partner at Smith & Walensky Steakhouse, and I was in Dallas, and after we decided, the company decided that they weren't open in New Orleans again, and we were on the fence of whether or not we should go back to New Orleans. I said, you know, I need to do something. So I was cooking for different people, and one thing led to another. They had this engagement coming up, this graduation coming up, and so forth and so on. So my wife and I, we got together and we said we wanted to create a name for a catering company that represents New Orleans, and Fat Creole Tomato Catering came up. You know, the Creole tomato is very indigenous of the area of Louisiana. It's only grown in soils of Louisiana. So it makes it so homey for us, and hopefully everybody that gets to experience the cuisine gets to feel like they're in New Orleans.
I know I always do when I eat your food. This is looking good. Is it ready yet?
I believe it's ready. I mean, look at this. Got the proper bubbles coming up to the top. The great marriage of seafood and mirepoix, as we say in New Orleans, the Holy Trinity. Yeah, so yes, we could plate up. You want to plate up?
Yes, Lord.
All right, we'll start with a little rice. Oh, nice fluffy brown rice. So I like to make a dimple in my rice just so that it could hold this étouffée.
This little rice bowl.
Nice little rice bowl.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Always the chef eating at home.
Pretty food. You taste with your eyes first. All right. Hey, a last bit of perfection. A little green onion there to go on the plate for garnish. Bon appetit. All right. So, let's see what we're talking about.
Wow. This is fantastic. I think this is the best I've ever had.
Awesome. Thank you so much for letting me cook in your kitchen.
Thank you so much for coming. This was so quick and easy too.
It's a 30-minute meal, you know?
Yeah,
it's a 30-minute meal. Why spend more time than you have to? You come home from school, come home from work, just put it on, put your rice on. By the time the rice is done, so is your étouffée.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to go eat this. You can also find this recipe on our website at yourhustlehometv.com/crawfish-étouffée.